my next book, Public Speaking Superpowers, I interviewed 84 to 89 professional speakers and business speakers. And each one of them talked about what their superpower was and how you could grow that power for yourself. And the one that got mentioned the most was passion. Having passion for your topic. Because when you have passion for your topic, you are able to be enthusiastic about it. You bring energy to it. However, there are going to be times in your life, perhaps, when you're going to have to talk about something that you're not all that enthused about. For example, if you're a student in a speech class, or you're in a job and part of your job is talking about topics that you're not so interested in. And you want these presentations to go well because if you're a student, you want to get a good grade. And if you're in a job, you want to get a promotion to where you can speak about what you do want to. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is 5 ways that you can find something of interest in your topic and infuse the power of passion into your presentation. The first technique is what I call finding the mustard seed of interest. This is where you find some aspect of the topic that is of interest to you. And this reminds me of back when I was in high school. I was taking history, and we were studying the westward expansion. And it was so boring. I just couldn't, there was nothing interesting about it to me at all. So when I went on to college, and I had to take a history class, I went out of my way to sign up for the class that would not cover the westward expansion. Well, obviously I didn't get my history right because I signed up for the class that actually did cover the westward expansion. But something interesting happened. The teacher taught it in a way that was interesting. He taught it with stories of the people who were living the westward expansion. Well, I love learning about how people live their lives, so suddenly this topic was of interest to me. And that leads me into my second technique, and that is talk to someone who is passionate about the topic, because their enthusiasm can be contagious, and you'll get some ideas of how you can infuse that topic. So if I was to do my own presentation on the westward expansion, I would have talked to this teacher, and maybe by osmosis, picked up some of his enthusiasm and brought that into my speech. Now, technique number 3 is think about your target audience. What do they want to know about this topic? What will excite them? And if you have your mind more about serving your audience than about whether you're interested or not, you can bring some enthusiasm into what you're talking about, because you're enthusiastic about being of service, not necessarily the topic, and that can be infused into your presentation. Technique number 4, I call activating your inner child. This is where you find something about that topic that is playful, that speaks to the little 5-year-old or the 7-year-old in you. Something about some angle to the topic that makes you just want to go, yay, it's a rubber ball! And just you infuse that inner child energy into your speech. Now the 5th way is what I call asking questions. What you do is you take a piece of paper, take your topic, write your topic across the top, and then down the side of the paper put who, what, why, where, when, how. And then start writing out questions that fit those 5. So, who would be interested in this topic? Who did this topic? Who was involved in this topic? What is the main point of this topic? What does my audience want from this topic? Why would anyone want to know about this topic? Why did this topic become of interest to anyone? An example I saw once is someone was saying, hey, let's talk about coffee cups. Well, if you ask, why did the coffee cup get invented, you might find a story that's really interesting about why the coffee cup was invented. So if you list all these different types of questions about your topic, one of those questions will probably incite your interest, and you can talk about the topic from that particular perspective. Now, here's a bonus one. There are going to be times when all those techniques might not work for you because your teacher says you're talking about this and you're talking about it from this angle, and that's just the way it is. At that point, be a professional. It is your job as a speaker to be up here and talk with enthusiasm, talk with knowledge. Bring that sense of professionalism into your presentation and fake it. Fake the enthusiasm if you need to. But the power of passion is the number one superpower that a speaker brings to their presentations. So find a way to find that interest, infuse it into your speech, and give your audience a good performance.